Welcome to a sketchbook tour. I'm currently working on this sketchbook number 2. That means that this one over here on the screen is complete. Welcome, wonderful souls. It's time for Brush with Death. Death is me and you can call me Grim. Inside this sketchbook are a lot of characters from Pokemon Amity, so go check out that series. There's upcoming characters too, but of course there's a lot of fan art as well. First off, the book itself is not a branded book. It's just a random white blank paper book that I got for like $2. It was 135 GSM, if you know what that means, and it worked pretty nice with all my mediums like my color pencils, my watercolors, and my acrylic markers. I say it's pretty good, but I will say for watercolors it doesn't layer a lot. On the cover I put Stranger Than Heaven. And we also have Korbo and Majima, two Yakuza. So this is a very golden and purple themed color page, Yakuza theme. We got the sunset, because if you've seen the Stranger Than Heaven trailer. And this is book number 1. So let's flip and see the first page. Over here I have a sticker and like a little portrait of a weird version of myself and a Pokemon Pokepark Kanto tag. I added these like later, but this is the real first page. Now I wanted to start this sketchbook as my New Year resolution, and I tried in a different sketchbook, but I kind of got overwhelmed because of how big that one was. The other sketchbook was like double the size, and I didn't end up drawing anything in it for like half the year. I only drew this milky color pencil drawing along with another drawing later, but this first page is kind of purple themed. We have a psychic type energy. I started this on the 20th of May and I ended it on the 28th July, which is pretty quick. Now one weird thing is that this paper is book binded by staplers, and this first page, which is also the last page, this paper material and the main paper material are different paper materials. I don't know why. But the first page, this page was just some sketching and thumbnailing because I wanted my first illustration to be really fancy looking. And at this point, I only had some 10-year-old color pencils that I managed to dig up. So with color pencils, I did an Alistair drawing. I did this after I came back home from Dojima at some point. And we have Alistair and Rubber Ducky Lucifer because I love me some Radio Apple, some cursed Alistair stickers, and this adoption certificate is from an Alistair plushie that I got. And I think it turned out really well. It was interesting to try and make different shades of red. I feel like red is a tough color to work with when you're trying to do different shades of red. You really have to start mixing colors. Eyeshadow, the sclera and the iris, different shades of red is kind of crazy. The next page is my Dojima scrap page. So this sketchbook is kind of both a sketchbook and like a scrapbooking thing. Here we have some miscellaneous stuff from Dojima. This brown bag is a packaging for a sticker that I bought, a Hypnos sticker. Hypnos from Hades, not the Pokemon. This is an OC sticker from someone that I bought a shirt from. And I just drew myself and I'm going broke. This is the Dojima wristband that you get because it is a ticketed event. Dojima Balls 26. Our next page, this is a fun page. This is another drawing that I did with the Milky one, but these are my starters from Pokemon Amity. Go watch Pokemon Amity. This is Reballs, Alice Splash, and Vino. Make sure to comment below which pages are your favorites from this sketchbook. This next page, we just have simple pencil sketches of Majima and Kiryu. I think the Majima came out better. Beside are the lyrics. These are the lyrics to Judgment, which is Kiryu's favorite song. And beside Majima is the lyrics to 24 Hours Cinderella. Yeah, Majima definitely came out better than Kiryu in these sketches, I would say. Here are some sketches of some potential characters. We already have one character that came out in episode 6 of Pokemon Amity, which is Captain Roll. I won't dwell on the rest too much. But here we have another sketch of Milky. I actually did this as a random pencil sketch, and this day is when I bought watercolors. So I used this old pencil sketch of Milky to test out my watercolors. So this Milky sketch is on a different paper, and here's like the scrap paper that I put the excess paint on. This Pokemon below is Gobble. I forgot which name I put. These two I watercolored onto the paper directly, and this Milky sketch is on a separate paper. So I was kind of testing out how the watercolors are on different papers. On next page is the first 2-page spread in this sketchbook. This was when Ron's videos of the 10 artists evolving a single line came out. I was in that video if you haven't seen it. And he's done 3 videos of that series for all 3 starters. This is the fire starter made by Earth. I did the previous stage of this Pokemon. This middle one is Ron's water starter. And this third one is the grass starter designed by Tubbs AZ. And this was the video just came out and I was in that collab, so I thought it was a cool concept to do a first spread for. I used both watercolors and color pencil. And I like it. I like how it turned out. Now this page is probably my least favorite page in this sketchbook. Here's my Pokemon Winnie baby, and I was trying to do color theory on the shadows, but this paper doesn't take layering too much water on it well. And here's a drawing of Neb. I'm also trying to do color theory. And yeah, and this is supposed to be a Michael Jackson picture. Probably wasn't a good idea to do a realism face with traditional art after years of not doing traditional art or realism. But this is supposed to be MJ and Earth song. I think I watched the movie probably. But on this page we have a better watercolor and color pencil drawing illustration, more like. This is Romaiden Meow, and this is an old scrap paper drawing of like chibi drawing of my Pokemon Suminja. So again, you'll see a lot of Pokemon Amity Pokemon that I made and the characters. Now this next page here is interesting. I'm covering because there's a baby's face there. We have bootleg Naruto thing. It's one of those things where like if you flip it changes picture. Then we have a Dan and Phil interactive introverts ticket in 2018. My god, they're coming back again at the end of the year, and yes, I'm going. This scrap paper with like the random sketches was these are like the things I found from my wallet. I've been keeping things in my wallet for like 10 years, and I took them all out because I was doing this scrapbooking thing. So apparently this receipt is a receipt. You can't see the back of the receipt anymore. Like you can't see the words anymore. It's just the random pencil sketches. I think I did this one maybe. That's probably my OC called Klaus, like my old version of that character. And this is when Sun and Moon came out. That's why you see like Rowlet sketches. Now here we have some random tickets. First one is my tag, that my like exhibitor tag for Tokyo Game Show 2016, because I had to host a booth. Kind of blacked out during the event just because I had to go back to the hotel and learn how to translate the instructions of the game in Japanese, and I'm like, well, I don't know. This second one is a train ticket, I'm pretty sure. I think I can't see the words anymore. And this third one is our breakfast buffet pass for the hotel. We have a Skelepens sticker, and these are bingo cards from a family gathering 10 years ago when my family wasn't broke. And this is actually a winning card. Next page is your more scrapbooking bullshit. But this is like the quiz rally thing. If you've seen my videos about Legend ZA, you've seen this, me writing in this book. If you see my movie, I think there's the clips in there. If you've seen my Pokematsuri vlog, Artist Alley vlog, you've seen this card. This is the stamp rally, like scavenger hunt stamp thing. This Pikachu is actually the back sticker of the Skelepens sticker. And here's a random Terrapagos thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It feels like it should be a coaster. Yeah, it's from the Pokemon Cafe, so it's probably a coaster that I stuck in here. But here's when you can tell what date this was. This is a Kobo memo pad from the same people that did the stickers. And this was during Gaming Week this year. Now, Gaming Week was pretty much the state of play. The Xbox Showcase, a Nintendo Direct, and the Summer Games Fest were all in the same week, and it was an epic gaming week, I would say. But one thing about these gaming events is I'm always expecting an Ace Attorney game, because where the hell is Ace Attorney? As of recording right now, Gamescom will be what, next week? So if I don't see Ace Attorney there, I'm gonna throw something. But that's pretty much what happened in this gaming week. Each event they kept talking about Resident Evil, and I wanted to choke Capcom with my bare hand. This next page is pretty much the aftermath of that gaming week. I did do a Kanda doodle. Now this is Kanda Yu from D Grey Man. It was his birthday on the 6th of June. And this is Jeff in his outfit that he was hosting the Summer Games Fest this year. I'm not really good at realism. I'm trying to get better, I promise. Of course, there was no Ace Attorney game announcement, so the miracle that never happened. If you know this picture, you know. At the time, I also started playing Judgment, because I've been playing all the Yakuza games for the last few years, and the only ones I had left at this point was the Judgment series and Ishin. And of course, Dead Souls, but they haven't ported there anywhere that I can play. As of recording, I have finished Judgment and Lost Judgment. I do want to make a video about it at some point, at least that's my heart says, but well, I don't know. But Yagami makes this face at some point after a food side quest where the food is disgusting, and I thought it was funny, so I just drew it out. Now this next page was pretty much on the Apollo Justice Week. Now this year is actually the year of Apollo, in the year 2026. What that means is that in the Ace Attorney games, they take place in specific years, and the Apollo Justice games take place in 2026. So on the day of the trial of Turnabout Trump, I drew the Bloody Ace card. And I also had to draw out my daughter Trucy. She's jumping out of the page, and I had this cool scrap paper that I thought fit her. We have some Ace Attorney stickers alongside her. And the next page after this is actually pretty cool. It is my drawing of Mr. Hat. Mr. Hat, you wanna dance? Oh, and he moves around, Mr. Hat. Yippee wee. This next page beside Mr. Hat is pretty cool. If you've seen the Ace Attorney Apollo Justice games, you know what this is. It's time to perceive. Insert the music here, editor. Me. Editing me. Oh, it's his eyes. Oh, actually, it's the devil. I'm an adult. Next page, I bought something at Ami and it came with this card, so I just stuck it on. This page is a Jonghyun page. I don't know why. I had a Jonghyun moment, and I found it. I knew I had this old photo card of him for years. You can tell from the hair, this is the Lucifer era. So this was what, 2008 or something? I don't know. But if you don't know, this is a K-pop star called Jonghyun from the K-pop group SHINee. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us. He was one of pretty much my top 3 K-pop stars at the time. 2 out of the 3 K-pop stars that I liked the most at the time, one is no longer with us, and one has some other issues, and one doesn't even do K-pop anymore. This next one is a spread of my character Tupelo, Professor Tupelo, the Pokemon professor of the Romeda region. If you haven't seen Pokemon Amity, what are you doing here? On the corner we have Mushi Town, and we have this gear which is some law stuff, and it can spin around. Yay! And we have the ultra wormholes. Funny story about the ultra wormholes, I had bought this specific pen to do white eye highlights and stuff, and it didn't work. It kept, I had watercolored the gradient of the ultra wormholes, so when I drew on with this white marker, it kept seeping into the watercolors, and what's happening? And little did I know, it was bleeding onto the up page after this. Now this next page is more of scrapbooking for Pokemon Amity. I stole my niece's crayons to try and draw Hinali, the main character's face. I want to try a different medium, and at this point I didn't have my markers or anything, so it looks like that. I'm sure I was using it wrong, but we have a Moo Moo milk. We have some printed photos of my Romaiden Meowth and vinyl, and this little painted card of a mushy town house. And we are Romaida. And of course the title card, Pokemon Amity. And this background is actually post-it notes that I just kind of tore and scrapped together. The next page. Oh, the next page, I drew this, the leading to the hour that Michael Jackson died, and I played Heal the World. I was alone at home. I played Heal the World as I finished drawing this with his favorite flowers, sunflowers. And I was like, okay, I'm doing watercolors now, so let me try doing it like old school Pokemon drawing and see how it looks. And I think I did pretty well. This is Ula and her Pokemon Seagull in the old gen style. Well, she's old gen. I don't know how to make a Pokemon look old gen. This next page we have a Pokemon called Elikin that is the main, pretty much the mascot of Pokemon Amity. And we have Bloodloon from the Cluster Woods. This is like pretty much the only Hades page that I made. I want to make more Hades pages, especially for Hades 2. I had this like scrap paper left that was this like long shape, and I was like, what am I gonna do with it? So I drew my two favorite weapons. This is the Argent Skull from Hades 2. The aspect of Persephone is specifically my favorite one. And this is the Trident, the aspect of Hades. This is from Hades 1, my favorite weapon. And then we have Zagreus and Thanatos stickers. This is the midpoint of the book. The official midpoint, you can see the stapler markings. This is the official middle page of the book. And now for the middle page, I wanted it to be a special spread. So I made a special spread for my character from Pokemon Amity, the Pigment Tech Tube Guardian, Weber, the fighting type guardian. Here we have a little pose I saw on Pinterest, and I have his face being squished, his cheeks being squished, his face cheeks. Here we have him with his partner. So this is Ueba in casual clothes and his partner Yame. This corner post-it notes are their Pokemon. This Suminja over here is Ueba Suminja. The Goblobs is Yames's Kobo. And these two are called Rough Ride. There's one that's shiny here, one that's non-shiny. The non-shiny one is Ueba's, and then the shiny one is the shiny one is Yames. And on this side we have Suminja and Ueba about to fight something. In the background we have the scroll painting of a specific future area of Romeda and the Pigment Tech Tube. On this next page I'm covering up the top part because I don't know if like is doxing me or anything because they're receipts, but pretty much I drew Solgaleo because the new Pokemon Center Singapore had just opened up. So I was like, I went on the first day to see the Solgaleo, so I drew Solgaleo. And on this page my random scrapbook papers came in that I ordered, so I had prepared this waterfall card. Oh, wow. Strangers in heaven, you know, and I thought they fit the vibe. And I have a little great Ace Attorney stickers because they fit the era. If you don't want spoilers for Pokemon Amity, skip this page, because this is a page spread of a upcoming character and some upcoming Pokemon. If you come in from the future, you know what's happening on this page. So we have a Pokemon here, some characters here. This is true scrapbooking. Got my floral, very floral. We got some Romeda berries here, and that's it. Next I had finished Judgment, so I drew Yagami again. Much better this time, I would say, when it comes to realism drawing. And I used purely color pencil this time. And if you know the ending, you know what these patterns mean. And since he's a lawyer, I was like, okay, who's the other lawyer? The Phoenix. Which lawyer would you pick to defend you? I feel like the answer is pretty clear. This next page was when they announced some news about one of my favorite animes of all time, Mononoke. Mononoke is one of my favorite animes of all time, and this is when they announced brand new news about an upcoming anime project. So I drew the first medicine seller, the second medicine seller, which I haven't watched all the movies yet, and we have some stickers that I added later, and the new third medicine seller. We don't know much about him, but I love his design. I think pretty much everybody that I've talked to was like, this is some whack design that you would make, and I'm like, you know what, you're right. This is me. This dude is me. And I also, at this point, I bought a bunch of new washi tape to start using, and a bunch of more stickers to decorate my pages. This next one is the day that I actually went to the Pokemon Center, and I made this scrapbook page of like the brochure that they gave. This next page is more spoilers for Pokemon Amity, kind of. These are some Pokemon. If you know, you know. Come back to this video in the future when these Pokemon appear in the series. This page was my here's some random stuff page. I wanted to try more color theory watercolors on watercolor specific paper. So these are what this Crobat and this Krogunk are. And this drawing is me, but using a pose I found on Pinterest, and with some berries, because the Krogunk, the plushie that I have, Giorgio is eating a berry. And I was trying to do some other stuff. I did these like little 3D diorama looking ass cards of Pokemon. So I would cut out Pokemon from one card, a background from another card, from like an arena card, and like made like a little frame together. I had a little scrap circle from like a pen I bought or something, some material I bought, and it came like with a circle, and the back was all white. So I was like, what's a circle I can draw on Majora's Moon? I drew me, but the fruity version of me, aka me in the Ultra Recon Squad outfit. If you haven't seen, I cameoed in Fruity Art's video, and I look like that pretty much. Oh, we have Mario. I don't know where I got this Mario thing from. I completely forgot where I got the Mario thing from. Now this next page I can actually talk about. This is the page spread for the Brine Tech Tube Guardian Tyson from Pokemon Amity. This is when he was a little younger. He used to be a dancer, Tyson. And this is Marmanda Corazon. We have Tyson in the Great Gatsby Leonardo DiCaprio gif. Tyson, he used to be a dancer, then he turned into a researcher for the Ultra Recon Squad, and then now he's kind of just like vibing. He's kind of, you know, he's on the older side. He owns like a wine company, that's why he has a wine sticker here. And this is Cofish, and this is Mermanda. Our next page, I was looking at Ace Attorney stuff, so I drew Lamy, and I wanted to use some Ace Attorney stickers too. So here we have Lamy in the flames, because for some reason she's always involved in something with flames, you know. Now this was me trying to make like a persona based on Moo Moo Milk. One of the most common comments I get about my general design sense is that I design like a Persona game, or like my designs look like they're from Persona, and I never played a Persona game. I don't really know much about Persona, which I might start with Persona 6, but we'll see. But let me know, does this look like a Persona? It's like kind of bending down if it's not clear. Now this page over there is mega spoilers. I'm not only cannot show you, I'm not gonna talk about it at all. Maybe I will in a short in the future, but this page I can talk about. That's just Milky in a dress. Also because I had this sticker that literally said the word Milky, and I've been wanting to use it for literally like the entire time I was doing this, so I finally got to use it. And this background is actually McDonald's bag. While Mr. Mime appeared, this is when my sister came back from Japan and got me a Mr. Mime hat, so I was in a Mr. Mime mood that day. We have Mr. Mime here, we have Shiny Mr. Mom, and we got Mom Jr. Now the background is Capcom that I got from like an acrylic stand, from a Phoenix Wright acrylic stand backing. And you know who's the real clown? Capcom. This next page is the things my friends like. Now this is a Spyro watercolor painting. I actually think I'm really happy with how this one turned out. This was a painting for Inks, for Inks' birthday, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks really juicy, like sorry Spyro. And then I drew Angel Dust because my other friend likes Angel Dust, and I drew him in the poison outfit. If you know, you know. Then it was Safari Week. Now if you don't know what Safari Week, it's a shiny hunting event. In the older games, you have this thing called the Safari Zone where Pokemon can run away, but they can be shiny. So there's a annual event called Safari Week, and that's when the full out shiny hunters come together to just casually hunt in the Safari Zone. and let's gamble on whether you're gonna catch things or not. So these are the encounters I managed to find this safari week. I found a Larvitar and it ran. And then I found a second Larvitar and then it ran. And then I found a Quagsire in the Great Marsh. The Larvitars were in the Johto Safari. The Quagsire was caught. And then the next page, I found 2 Lunatones in the Johto Safari and they both ran. Now one of them was kind of sad because I got one of the shinies right near the end of me watching Project Hail Mary, and I was kind of hoping to catch it because it's such a fitting Pokemon like shiny to get while watching Project Hail Mary. But that's why it kind of fit. My last 2 shinies were Space Moon themed, and then I had like space scrap paper, and so I drew Rocky over here and I drew Adrian over here and Hero, you know. And I would say very good movie. During one of the Larvitars, I did watch Obsession and I hate that movie, but Project Hail Mary, good movie. Now I drew the Rocky and the Adrian after this drawing over here, but this page is when I finally got my acrylic marker. So this was my little test page. I think I made a short about it. This was my swatch to see the different colors, and this was my test drawing of Scrapjack, another Pokemon from my region. We're near the end. Here is a prom line page spread. If you don't know what prom line is, it's one of Smosh's newest song by Tommy Bow. Here's Tommy right there at the corner. This is supposed to be Amanda, but you know, I was new medium. I gotta relearn everything, so don't mind how she looks like. Though I think Angela's turned out kinda okay. And I had to put like Angela with the Fugglers. I had like a brochure that had pictures of like Fugglers inside. But the coolest part, the reason why I wanted to do a page spread of Promline was just to do this. Make a CD that can spin around. Now next is the last page. If you remember at the beginning, I drew the starters, the first day starters of my Romeda region starters. How many times did I say starters in the sentence? But for the last page, now that's actually, you can actually like separate these two, but like I said at the beginning, the first and the last paper is different material from the actual book's paper. So I kind of glued it to the back of the book so that it's stronger. But pretty much the last page spread are the second stages of my Romeda starters. We got Hard Paws taking up the full page because that's my favorite of the 3. And then we have Mistrunk, the water starter middle stage, and Wooden, the grass starter middle stage. Wooden's colors are kind of completely, well, not completely, but mostly off from the actual coloring. Just cause like it's kind of, I didn't know how to mix the acrylic marker colors. But I tried my best. Hard Paws turned out pretty accurate. Pretty well. Even the orange I think turned out really well. But yeah, that's the last page. That is the end of Sketchbook number 1. So I guess it's time to complete Sketchbook number 2. Oh, happy day. Happy day.